If you're a contractor, it's time to really start thinking about how you can be ready for what's coming down the pipeline and really what's already here. So there's a shift occurring from the homeowner doing all the shopping for home service providers like yourselves. And the shift is going from that to the AI is doing the shopping for the homeowner. And so I think, busy slides are sometimes too much. So I just want to go one slide at a time. Right now, and what people are used to doing and what contractors are used to, thinking is that a homeowner will go to Google and search roofer near me, landscaper near me, give me the best pool company. And then what happens is results would show on that Google search and they would start to visit the websites. They'd start reading. And when I say they, the homeowner starts reading reviews. They're checking out your gallery page. And then they're going to call 3 contractors. They're going to ask those contractors questions, and based on their answers and their research, the homeowner's research, they're going to compare and decide, hey, I want to set these 3 appointments with these 3 companies. The shift is occurring to now, instead of the homeowner doing that research, people are ChatGPTing. They are AI moding. They are Geminiing. They're Perplexitying. Okay, you name it, they're going to an AI search engine and they're starting to ask AI to do the research. So now what's happening is the funnel goes from homeowner asking AI, hey, I'm looking for a new siding job or new Velux skylights. Can you help me out? And AI researches. And then, based on the AI answers, homeowners might look at those 2 or 3 companies it recommends in AI, and they might do a little more research. They're going to call those contractors that AI said to call, and then they're going to set the appointments. So this is sort of the norm now, right? People are getting used to that. I think contractors are understanding that that's kind of how things are going. But in the not so distant future, and I just held a webinar with our customer base yesterday, and one of our customers even put in the chat during our webinar, yeah, they've already called me. So what I want you to know, right, is that homeowners are now asking AI, let's just say ChatGPT, since everybody's heard of that. Hey, ChatGPT, I'm looking for a new roof. Can you help me find one? And AI researches it. And not only that, well, it can't be ChatGPT, I guess, if I'm being 100% transparent. Right now, Google is doing this. So if someone's in Gemini, if somebody's in AI mode on like Google Chrome, Google will actually do the research and Google will actually reach out to contractors they feel and found that are most trustworthy on the entire worldwide spectrum that they've found and researched of those companies, right? So Google goes out, hey, I need a new roof, checks the entire World Wide Web and sees how many trust signals there are about all of the companies, and the companies with the most trust signals that can be found throughout the entire World Wide Web, not just their website, it's now going to call. And the people that are calling are not human beings. They are AI robots, and they're calling contractors, right? So then AI is going to compare based on those phone calls, and AI will call a company, and one company will be like, it's a robot, I'm hanging up. Don't do that, because it's going to happen more and more. They might call, and AI might ask a question. They won't be able to answer it. I'm going to go over that in a second. So based on the conversations that this AI robot has with these companies, maybe a company doesn't even answer, AI is going to actually compare all those conversations and then email the homeowner. So Google will email the homeowner and say, these are the ones we would recommend and these are the ones we got in touch with. Then the homeowner can call and set the appointment. And then to take it one more step further, what's really going to end up happening is everything is going to be AI generated, including the appointment schedule. So homeowners are going to ask AI, hey, I need a new pool. Can you help me find one? AI is going to research it. AI is going to call pool companies that they have found that are local and trustworthy, trust signals. AI is going to compare those conversations and all of the trust and reputation signals it found on the World Wide Web. AI is going to even negotiate with the contractor over the phone as a robot. Kind of weird. And then AI is going to schedule an appointment for that homeowner. So it literally takes the homeowner out of everything, out of every phase of getting a free estimate. What does that mean? So right now there's something called Ask for Me. And this is where in my webinar yesterday with our customer base, Brandy said, hey, ask for me. A robot called us the other day. So it's like, hey, have AI check pricing for me. And it's called Ask for Me. This is what Google is rolling out. They've already rolled it out with car dealerships. Think salons, like hairstylists and salons. You can research it. It's going to happen. Like, say, is Google rolling out something called Ask for Me for the home service industry? So a homeowner types in, hey, I had a hailstorm come through and I need to find a contractor to replace my roof. Google is then going to call local contractors on the homeowner's behalf. And then 30 minutes later, that homeowner is going to get an email from AI, from Google, and say, hey, this is who I recommend. And then the homeowner's going to, so that was 2 steps, right? That was this step here. That's actually happening now. It's not happening all the time, but it shortly will. So how do you as a contractor prepare yourself? Well, first of all, you need to answer every call. And sometimes that's not possible. If you're a small company like I am, and you've got 2 people working, you're not answering every freaking phone call. You also really need to be able to quote a price range, not a price, but a price range to the AI robot that's calling you from Google. Okay. And what that means is they're going to say, I live in Arnold, Maryland, right? They're going to say, it's going to be a robot. They call Steve's Roofing Company. That's my name, Steve. Hey, Steve's Roofing Company. We have a homeowner that's looking for a new roof. There was a hailstorm that came through. Can you please give us a quote on what a asphalt shingle roof is going to cost in Arnold, Maryland? And the human being that answers the call is going to say, hey, it's going to cost anywhere between $10,000 and $32,000. It just depends on how big the roof is and what type of roofing material that they are going to. If you can't do those 2 things, answer every call and give a price range, it's very potential, like the potential of AI not recommending you in that email to the homeowner, it could happen, right? So right now, this is what we're talking about, right? You're the contractor and you're answering a phone. Now, there's a small percentage, because I've talked to probably 1,000 contractors in the last 5 months, and I'd say there's a small percentage that actually contractors are using AI voice, technology, where AI is answering every call for a contractor, or sometimes even calling. And then, but like right now, we're talking about you all contractors answering the call. So you have to train the people in your office or your whoever's answering phone calls. You have to train those human beings to be able to answer those questions. And then they need to expect the fact that, more and more they're going to get calls from AI robots. But you need to think, contractors, forget I just said that. You don't need to think anything. What I would recommend you consider is that you should think one more more move ahead, which means eventually this is not too far off, everybody. And you can ask anybody, and anybody that's in marketing and the digital and the tech and the AI space, they're going to tell you in 2028, it's going to be robots on your contractor side that you have paid for talking to AI robots. It's going to be a robot talking to a robot. And they're going to have conversations. So there are companies out there. We work with a company. I don't get any rev share or anything from them. They're just a very good company that we believe in, Quality Resource LLC, that I think is ahead of the curve when it comes to all things AI, like machine readable AI websites, AI voice technology, and AI cloning like me, like I have a clone for marketing purposes and stuff. So there are companies out there. If you want to know, feel free to reach out to me anytime. I'm more than happy to answer your questions. It's sspence@projectmapit.com. I'll put it in the comments below. So I always say that. I think that's it. Let me make sure that's the last of my slides. There, I felt like there was one more thing I wanted to share with you, but that's the extent of what I really wanted to share at this time. I think it's important for you all to start considering. I know it's outside the box. I know that some companies are already using AI voice technology to make phone calls and to answer phone calls. I will tell you this, like 100% of the people said it's made my life easier to have this technology, and it's also benefited our company. Some humans still hang up when they talk to a robot, but I'm going to tell you, I get calls by robots all the time. I own my company, so people are, I'm always getting calls. And I actually listen first before I hang up. And I will honestly have a conversation with a robot, an AI robot, over the phone about something if it's something that interests me. So I think more and more humans are going to like a human that's looking for a contractor to do whatever service they're looking for. I think it's going to be more in the norm over the next year or two, where homeowners just know, when I call, I'm going to be talking to a robot.